Free-range villagers! Hey there everyone, my name's GamePar and welcome back to another episode from the Minecraft Cafe. Starting out this episode exactly where I left off, the last episode in front of the pumpkin and melon farm. And we are here because we are going to be dealing with all this storage here today. It's a bit of a mess because those hoppers behind me are simply not keeping up with the amount of pumpkins and melons that this thing is pumping out. And I've realized that the hoppers just simply cannot keep up. There are so many pumpkins and melon slices coming through here that it just gets backed up, and it can only go as fast as the last hopper on that top over there behind my pickaxe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely redesign the collection and storage system around water streams. We're going to have a sorter above each stack of hoppers and shulker boxes with water streams carrying the items, and this is hopefully going to make the storage and collection system so much better. The first thing I'm going to have to do is figure out a way to stop this farm so I don't get pumpkins just falling on me all over the place. I might just put a block in there so they're just not falling into the water streams, and I'm going to have to tear this whole thing out. But I want to take a quick peek inside these. Yeah, these are basically stocked full, and there's not much hope in this system really working out very well. Quickly though, we've got where do the pumpkins end? Pumpkins here. So we've got 10 and 13 and a little bit shulkers of pumpkins, and these are pretty much full. I did empty them, but they're empty a few of them to about here, but they are still stacked full. So we are going to be dismantling this and rebuilding with a completely different, well, somewhat completely different storage design. Also, quickly just wanted to show you, I got really tired of climbing up the scaffolding to get to the top of this thing for building it up. So I've installed this little water elevator, and as long as I always have my wings installed on my person, I can just pop out of here and then fly down to the very top of this thing to do more work. I've still got the scaffolding here just so that I can access some of the redstone work I need to do, but that was a pretty handy addition to this work site. It's gonna go and disappear as soon as I get this built. So I thought I'd take a moment and show you what I've got done here so far. I've got the water stream foundations, we shall say, in place. Let me just hop up top here. Now I've got a bunch of entities. Ooh, just fell down. I've got a lot of items just kind of sitting over there, which isn't all that great. But so we've got, if I can hop up here, we've got water flowing out here, through there, across those hoppers, across here, down here, and then we're going to end up in a composter overflow system here at the end. And I am keeping all this still within the confines of the one chunk, which I think is going to be pretty beneficial. So my next task is to get the sorter systems in place, and I've chosen the same color concrete as the item I'm collecting, which just a nice little touch. First item sorter is in place. Now I don't have the water stream going yet, and I'm not going to until everything is in place. I'm not messing around with water when I've got exposed redstone, not at all. And I've still got items dropping out here. That's okay, they can just continue to drop out there. I've actually just picked up some, so I have a full inventory. But so this is going to be the pumpkin collector, and I've actually just swapped the sides. I figure I want all the pumpkins to get out of here, then because there's going to be loads of space for the pumpkins. They're never really going to need to overflow into a composter, and the side over here that has a composter is going to be for the melons. And I'm thinking that there might be some way that I can, you know, kind of possibly fill in this section. I'm not sure, but yeah, we're going to continue the sorter for the melons over on this side using the green concrete. And I derped up a little bit. I forgot that I have to have these hoppers pointing inwards for this sorter to work. If they're pointing down for some reason, they don't work exactly the same way. So here we are. Everything's good to go. I've got my items in here to sort, and of course these are listed as subscribed, so please do that if you would like to. Moving on to the melon side. Well, I think I pretty much nailed it. We have the new collection and sorting system in place here, and you can kind of see everything behind me. I'm going to give you a quick tour. It's working pretty good. You can see all the items are flowing around, and nothing is getting to the end, falling out the end where the overflow for composting will be. But let me give you a quick tour of what's going on here. So everything's dropping down, it's going through water streams, being collected by the hoppers on the water streams with the sorting systems, and going into either the shulker boxes for the pumpkins or the chests for the melons. I changed this over to chests for the melons because that way I can go along, break them, and everything will just drop into my inventory, and I'll put a line of crafting tables along the floor so that I can craft up everything really easily. You can see that the melons only are coming around here. I do have a bit of a weird issue, and I have no idea what's going on with this. This sorter is broken. The other sorters are working. This one channel here does not work. It just will not hold the sorting items inside, and I have no idea why that is the case. I mean, the hoppers all look like they're facing the right directions. The redstone looks like it is all correct, and the sorters are working everywhere else. They're working over on this side as well. This is the pumpkin one, obviously. I color-coded to match orange for pumpkins, green for melons. But yeah, these are all working. It's just that one sorter that doesn't want to work, and I've looked at it. Everything looks like it's been done properly. The redstone all looks good, but for some reason, it just simply won't work. And it's not a huge problem because all of the pumpkins should be sorted out by the time all the melons get over here, and that's one of the reasons why I did that. It's just bugging me, you know? It's a problem. I don't know why it's doing it, and it's bothering me. Anyway, I've got a little bit more work to do down here. I've got to free up enough shulker boxes to finish the side over here for all of the pumpkins. And what I'm doing is I'm taking all the melons from these shulker boxes, and I am crafting them down into melon blocks. And because there's all of these, and I don't need this many shulker boxes for melons now because we're going to craft them directly out of the chests. So I'm taking those, dyeing them orange, and putting them on here. We've got good amounts of items already after doing the collection system. So I'm going to do a little bit more work. I will show you the finished product when it's done, minus the kind of issue over here. Have sorting systems just completely broken in this update of Minecraft? I mean, I've got like melons all over the place. I have no idea. This collection sorter system is now broken too. I mean, I could go to the version that's one block longer that's supposed to have overflow protection, but I don't know why this particular version is not working. So I guess I'm going to have to try going for the other version. I don't know, but that's gonna be a pain to fix, to put it mildly. It's gonna be a pain to fix. Oh, and I've put green concrete into the cactus farm. I just think it looks better. Decided I'm going to go ahead and do the expanded sorter system, and I actually don't have to do a lot with the chests and that kind of thing to do this, but I have had to remove the water stream, so the water is removed here, and these items are just bunching up. It also means that I've got to move each of these water streams back by one block. So this is the line that had the water stream before, and it's just going to go here, which isn't much of a problem on this side, but it is going to run into this water stream here. So I think what we're going to have to do is raise this water stream up so that the ice is at the level of the glass here, and that should separate us just enough that we can put the water stream right here, because these hoppers will now be on top of, I just fell down. but on top of the other ones that are right there. Let me get back up here and show you what I am talking about. So let's not fall down there again. These hoppers are now going to be on top of here, which is why I need to separate the water stream. So if I raise this water stream up by 2 blocks, that should give us the separation needed so that we can run the water stream down here. This is just going to take a little bit of off-camera work for me to get this organized, but all I had to do was remove the line of hoppers here. I'm going to add a block and move the comparator forward by 1, and hopefully that will prevent the interaction of the signals of the sorter with each other. I think that's what was going on, that there were just so many items going through at once that it was causing too strong of a signal strength, and it was causing the hoppers underneath on the ones next to them to release. I think that's what's going on, but again, I am not a redstone expert, so please do not quote me on that. That's just me trying to figure out what's going on. I should somehow figure out a way of learning redstone from the ground up. I need to figure out some way of doing that. So I did a little bit of research, and it looks like my hunch was correct. What was happening was, if this hopper was getting full, then with only 2 bits of redstone, the signal strength was so high that it was leaking over to the next sorter. So I did a little bit of research and found out that this is the best way to do this in this kind of storage situation. So I have this section all done. Really, it just meant moving the stream 1 block forward and adding this section here, and looks like we are going to be good to go. So on the pumpkin section, all I need to do is redivert the water stream across this set of hoppers, and I've got my filters all in here. But before I do that, I do want to fix up the melon side and get that all sorted out. Get it? Sorted out? When I say I have it licked this time, I really mean it. I've got this thing figured out. I didn't have any overflow protection on my sorter, which was causing the problem. I didn't really understand what overflow protection was, but now I've got my camera account out here, and I want to show you what we have done with this farm. And this really gives you a good look at the farm overall. And the reason why I'm doing this on my camera account is because if my regular account is just in spectator mode, you can't see anything growing. So here we have it going all around, and here is our new revised sorting system, just with that extra block of redstone, so that if the hopper gets full, the signal does not spill over to the next section, and it's running around to the melon side too, and everything is working properly. I just had one problem. My villagers stopped trading. So let's go see what my solution to that was. The first thing you'll see when we come down here is that I have gotten rid of all the pumpkins and the melons from the farm here. I've also added some doors, and that's for one really good reason. So let me walk through here, and eventually you will see that we have some free range villagers going on here. That's right, we got free range villagers! Free range villagers! Free range villagers. We have upgraded their accommodations. No longer are they stuck in a teeny tiny cell, and we've actually been able to get some babies born out of this process. So what I've done is I've laid down some beds. I gave them their bell so that they feel nice and at home, like as if it's their little village. And we've got an iron golem that's spawned that's protecting them. I mean, they're pretty much fenced in here. So yeah, they're free range, but they're still contained for their own safety, of course. And I've got a bit of a rail going through here, and I've been able to ferry out a few of the babies that have been born and grown up. For some reason, and I don't know why, but the original setup that I had here, they just all stopped refreshing their trades. No matter what I did, they stopped refreshing their trades, and now they seem to refresh it since they can wander around and they can sleep and they can communicate with each other, and they can make little villagers. Down at this end over here, I've mentioned I've already taken some of the new villagers out, and we have stone masons, or masons, whatever they're called, which means we have unlimited access to blocks of quartz and a few other interesting blocks. Plus, there's a whole new way of using up some of our scrap material. So they all trade stone, but a lot of them trade like the granite and the andesite and the diorite, which is really unusable in most cases. So we have a way of getting rid of the excess and changing them into diamonds, which I think is pretty cool. So we've got 3 of these masons over here, and then just over on this side, I've already got a bunch over here because there's going to be a project coming up, I think, that's going to require a whole pile of quartz blocks, and so that's a lot better trading with villagers to get that than it is mining up in the nether. Now, I've brought a couple shulkers worth of pumpkins and melons from the pumpkin and melon farm, which is doing pretty well, I must say. And I've just got them up here, and I'm just trading along with the villagers, and as you can see, they all have refresh trades, and some of them have some discounts. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time trading up with these, and I want to see just how many emeralds I get with a bit of trading. I was wanting the villagers to reproduce because I thought, you know what, we should get some villagers in our market stalls over at spawn, but then I was realizing that the patrols will probably kill them. And to fence them in enough to prevent patrols from killing them, you really won't be able to see them interact with them, and it just won't be the same kind of experience. But then I got thinking about the patrols themselves, and I've seen other people where they have made them fire their crossbows so much that the crossbows have broken, and apparently they become peaceful once their weapon breaks. And I thought that might be a great option for our market stalls. So I want to see if I can get some pillagers from patrols, get them disarmed, and then get them into those market stalls. I think that would be pretty cool. So I've been spending a little bit more time down here in the villager area, and boy, oh boy, have they been busy. I've set up a bit of a trading setup here, so I've got access to my pumpkins and my melons, but something's kind of gone on, and I've been doing a little bit more work, and if I just turn around here, you'll see that all those villagers are in. I can't remember if those were there when I did the last clip or not. It's been a few days, but they've been reproducing like mad, and so far I've got villagers going all the way over here. I also have villagers in behind this wall. Let's go take a quick peek. And this was a baby villager. I wanted to get him out of there while they were sleeping, and he has since grown up. I'm not sure if I've got space over there for him, but we've got a bunch of villagers over here. None of them have professions. They're waiting for their professions, which is great. They're just kind of in villager storage at the moment. And we've got some unemployed villagers down this way. We've been working on getting what's this what was I looking for armorers for? There was an item oh yeah, the bell. I've got loads of bells, and armorers will produce bells. I've also got a cleric here, so I've got some access to glowstone, redstone, that kind of thing, although I don't need any extra redstone. And then I've been working on some fletcherers to get different arrows, and I've got the results of some of my Fletcher trading here. I've got loads of crossbows, so maybe I can start a crossbow shop, but I'm kind of working towards getting all of the arrows, all of the tipped arrows, which is going to be kind of cool, and we might be able to start a bit of an arrow shop. Yeah, you just stay right there until I figure out what we're gonna do with you. But all along this wall over here, we're just storing all of our unemployed villagers all the way across here. I actually don't know how many this is, and more are being breeded. So I've got a spare spot over here. Let's move this guy into his storage area. I also need to do a little bit of work to protect this area against slime spawns, because I've removed some of the glass protection and the slimes are getting in and breaking the crops. So let's just put in some backup protection here. You don't need to know why I've got that in my inventory. It's okay. But let's pop down this and just push him along so that he goes all the way over to his new spot. And I can't run and jump, so he's probably going to beat us there. But here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, he's slowing down. There we go. Takes a little bit of damage going in, but the pressure plate or the detector rail, that's what it's called, activates the activator rail and kicks them out of the minecart. And because I was having a hard time getting them out of the minecart without actually hitting them, and they don't like it when you hit them. So we've got, actually, how many do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, almost 20 villagers on this wall in storage. I'm going to keep it going down that way because I want to make sure that we have lots of villagers on hand for future projects. And you can already see, I thought I saw an unemployed. Yep, unemployed. So this is a new guy who's also been born and has grown up, and who we're going to want to transfer over to a new area once we get more villager storage areas all along this wall. So this has been a pretty productive episode, and I do think I want to work on getting some pillagers disarmed for those stalls. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Definitely not going to be today's episode, because that is all the time that I have today. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure that you hit that like button. If you're new to my channel or you haven't done so yet, why not hit that subscribe button today? You will make me a very happy GamePar if you do. As always, please do take a few moments and check out the channels of the other Minecraft Cafe members. Well worth your time to do so. But for now, this has been GamePar playing on the Minecraft Cafe. Have a great day, everyone.
Avery, what should everybody do?
Subscribe.
That's right. Subscribe.